From buying your first box of minis and paint to being a competent player at the gaming table, we have you covered.
We play every miniature game at a heroic level. We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors and Patreons that keep the channel going, plus you for watching the videos. Be heroic and click that subscription button. Hello everybody and welcome in. Have I got something exciting to share with you? It's just been announced. There is a pre-release going on at the Goblin King Games, and so I'm going to do an unboxing. I don't do a lot of these, so bear with me. I'm going to do it. I haven't even cracked these boxes open. It will be live on camera, so you'll get to see my reaction. So greatly appreciate being able to do this with them. Without further ado, I also want to thank the patrons. They keep the thing going, and then our sponsors, as always, the stores here locally in Houston that you can reach out. Both of them actually carry the game, Moonstone, so you can take and get that as well at those locations. If not, you can order it from Goblin King Game on their website, because it's really cool with these things going out. So without further ado, like I said, I don't do a lot of these, but I wanted to do this because I think it's really cool to be able to see them. We're going to flip the camera here. So look at this, and if I do this right, boom, there we go. Cool. Got everything set. These are your two boxes. So these are the two ones that are coming out. You've got Wyrdwood and Gump. We will start with Gump. It's going to be the big tree. So this is Leshavault. We'll take and see what we get here. So yes, I mean, I literally, you're getting to see them as I get them to come out. One of the things I do appreciate with anytime I get anything from Moonstone is the way they package everything. Because it's resin, and I do a lot of resin printing at home with my printers, it can be finicky, but the way they take care of it and cover it is really cool. So we're going to have this here, and we are going to pull that up. Actually, I'll take, and what I'll do is I'll mess the camera here in a minute, and we'll have all the cards to go through. I want to first look at the model because it's really cool. So it is on bigger base. Looks like it is on a 40 mil. Get these out of the packaging here. So 40 mil base, and we will look. I look all professional on camera, but I'm super excited to see all these pieces. It looks like Grump's just a big old. He is a Treefolk spirit. He is just Leshavault. From that, I love how they have everything so you can just kind of snap it, put it together. He is going to be a big tall boy because that's just his base there, and then it comes up and he's got all his different pieces. It's so cool. That looks like that's the belly, and to the face, oh, look at that. See that? Let's see if we can get to autofocus again. So he'll go kind of like that. We get him built. He's, yeah, big tall boy. He's going to be super, super cool to paint. And then it's got his arms. There's two different arms hanging off. So that is Gump. I say Gump. It's Gump, not Grump. Oh my gosh, I'm horrible. Gump, Gump, Gump. Gump. I apologize. Gump. I am awful. That's one of the things I am horrible with. Second, we're going to go into the Wyrdwood. See those as well. Again, I love the way they package it with all the extra foam. It's always amazing. Sometimes it has peanuts in there as well. And we've got the 3 cards here. It looks like Snag. It's a Treefolk. Revolt, which is a Treefolk. And they're all spirits as well. And Dranyer. If I said that wrong, please forgive me. Make a comment below on how the pronunciations. I am horrible sometimes at doing these things, but like I said, it's pretty exciting to be able to take and see them and mess with them. Let's open up that. We've got your bases. So it looks like you're going to have two 40s and or 140 and two 30s. from your bases. And then we've got their plastic. Again, really appreciate all the packaging and the way they do it to keep everything separate. That's pretty cool. It looks like she's in one piece, which I really like. Oh no, I said one piece. I say that, and she's got an arm over here. That's okay. We'll be able to put her arm in that slot there. And what I'll do is I'll get these painted up, and you'll be able to see them. I'll take and have another one coming out here soon. That'll have them painted up, ready to rock. Possibly even a battle report with them. And then we've got, well, I said that one wrong. I can't read the card right. Root. So another Treefolk. Oh, these trees are going to be fun to paint. And the pieces are going root. And then the last one is snag. Snag. So, yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Oh, snag is... Okay, snag is cool. Snag literally has a skeleton on its back. Literally a skeleton on his back. That is just so cool. We'll actually probably want to take in, we'll go into those just a little bit more. So I'm going to flip this back around here to this screen here for just a second, because I'm going to mess with this off and I don't want to get everything dizzy as I'm messing with it. But like I said, I'm really excited. I'm really super excited just because of being able to take and see these. We're going to actually really mess with this here. Let's see here. Boom. So if this does this right, so we're going to start off with Gump, even though I was saying Grump. And I apologize to Tom. I totally butchered that. Everybody on the team, I am so sorry. But we're going to take and we will see if we transition here. And we're going to tell it to focus. Cool. So here is Gump. He is a Treefolk spirit. Melee is 3. We've got a 2-inch range, arcanes 4, and a 2+ of A, because it doesn't say he's a big one, but he is a big tall boy. I mean, he's going to make some of the big trolls and ogres look kind of small. How big he is. He has a Woodfoot. This character may jog over wood patches, which means you don't have to step into them. Treefolk, that would make total sense there. Ponderous, this character cannot take a reaction step, so kind of wherever you get him placed is where it's going to be, because he does have some different stuff. If this character deals impact damage, you increase it by 2, which makes sense. Big old tree slapping around. Bark skin, if this character suffers piercing or slicing damage, reduce the damage by 1. He is a tree. It makes total sense there. Forest, after this character suffers damage, it may restore 1 wound for each wood patch within forest. So kind of makes you think of, he's a tree, he's harvesting the nature around him. If he's around a bunch of wood patches, they're just helping him regrow from that standpoint. His arcane ability is Call of the Woods. It's 2 for 8-inch range. Move target enemy X +2 directly towards any friendly Treefolk. Then the target suffers 1 wound for each wooded patch within 4 of it. Which is really cool, because you basically can say, hey, come over here, I've had a bunch of wood patches, and just do some wounds. Because it's not damage, and it's not, so armor can't stop it. So it's actually pretty cool there. And then the catastrophe, which is actually even cooler to me. This model cannot move or be moved, and his melee range is increased to 3 inches until the end of the turn. So basically, you can get a 3-inch range from him as you root him into the ground with a catastrophe. So Gump is actually really cool. Does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 health, which would be kind of difficult to take and kill. Does start with 2, just 2 energy. So if you use his Call of the Wood, you burn up there, you're not going to be able to attack. His melee's 3, get 2 on the attack. Really and truly, I think for Gump, kind of you set him up, you do some things, and maybe get the catastrophe, so he's got a 3-inch range to guard some moonstones. Some different tricks and stuff that you can do with him for Gump. Really excited. His signature move is low guard. So we'll go ahead and flip this over to the back side here for low guard. Which of course, rooted makes total sense. He'll deal no damage. As normal, he would riposte rising attack. This model cannot move or be moved and has its melee range increased to 3 inches until the end of the current activation. If this character was not slain, then it restores 1 wound. So basically, he just becomes a big old tree that you ain't going to do anything with. So that is Gump. We're going to leave that right there. And what we do is, because now I've got this zoomed in really close, so you can kind of see some of the detail. I want to pull his bits and bobs in. So you've got his body, and then some of the different things there, and then you got his arms right there. So that's Gump in all of his glories. We're going to slide Gump off to the side. Like I said, should have one coming out, but not same day, because would be magic to make it happen, but should be having some come out from the other one. So I'm going to kind of work backwards. We're going to stay with a big 40 millimeter bases. We've got Snag, which is another Treefolk spirit. Melee is 4. It's a little better than Gump's. Range is 2, same as Gump's. Arcane is 3. It is +2. Again, Snag is a big boy. From that, Woodfoot, this character may jog over wood patches, so just like Gump can move over the wood patches. So you're starting to see a theme here with the wood patches coming out. It is a Leshavault as well. Snag is a Leshavault. I want to say it looks like maybe a shade as well. I'm not good at seeing the things, but it does look like shade as well based on the way the card's done, because it has the same coloration as Jacoby. We've got Splintered Branches. If this character deals impact or piercing melee damage, increased by 1, so a little bit better than just the impact. Accursed, when an enemy targets this character with an arcane action, you may reveal an green X, from your resist hand before any cards are played. After resolving the current action, the enemy model suffers X -1 wounds, where X is the value of the revealed card. So after resolving the current action, the enemy model suffers X -1 wounds. So basically, I get to deal damage to you when you decide you want to do arcane to me. That's really cool. Vengeance. If a friendly character is slain and reduced to 0 wounds, the first time this model uses the arcane ability this turn, it doesn't have to pay for its energy, which is really cool, because as you can see from the bottom, he only gets 3 energy, or she only gets 3 energy. It's a Treefolk. It only gets 3 energy. And it costs 3 to do the Deadwood Curse, which is 8 inches. The target, so if you target a character, you're looking for any green, the target gains Deadwood Curse. During the discard step, this character and all friendly models to this character within 3 inches suffer 1 wound until this character is slain. Catastrophe, this character suffers 2 wounds, and all other models within 3 inches suffer 2 wounds. So you don't want to have the catastrophe go off, because that would be bad. However, this is really, really neat, because if, say, somebody died and you get to pop this twice, you could choose 2 of the enemy models within 8 inches to give them the Deadwood Curse. And at the end of each turn, you would actually have anybody within 3 of them take a wound. Again, armor can't stop it, because it's just straight wound. It's not damage. So it's really cool, because you're going to keep them from bunching up. And as we know, depending on the different crews, they want to bunch up to push each other around, to help each other. So you can kind of go, hey, you killed that one, boom, boom. Until they're slain, they're just pumping out wounds. So you're just getting free damage or free wounds from that standpoint. So Snag is really cool. Got a lot of interesting play from that standpoint. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1 wound, 1 health less than Gump. But the signature move is rising attack. We'll flip it over. So you can see that. I have not sleeved these cards yet. They will get sleeved as soon as we finish this. Hex, rising attack. It's magical damage, which is cool, because that means it can't be resisted. Don't do a lot to anybody unless you're fighting at a sweep and cut, rising attack, or low guard, which is kind of cool, because even into low guard, which would normally be, I guess, post, you still do 1 damage. If the enemy suffers no wounds during this round of melee, the enemy model gains Deadwood Curse during the discard step. So basically, if you don't do anything, you're giving it there. So really able to get the Deadwood Curse on a lot of the models. I mean, if you can get it on their models, their whole army has to really position itself not within range. So that's actually pretty cool. Treefolk, we're going to flip it back over. So there's Snag. You're just going to leave that right there. And we're going to pull Snag's model down, like I said, carrying a skeleton on the back, which is really cool. And there's the front side of Snag. Walking down in Snag's arms. Big old Treefolk arm. So that's Snag, which is really, really cool. All right, so the next one on it is, how did I say that? Runt. Oh my gosh, I'm horrible at these, so please, Goblin King team, don't kill me. Runt. It's Treefolk Spirit, so this is the third Treefolk Spirit. This one is just Leshavult. Like I said, we've got a Leshavult, and a Shade, and then a Leshavult. Melee on this one is 2 inches, ranges 1 inch, so one of the smaller Treefolks. Arcane's 4, but evades 0, so it makes sense. Smaller Treefolk doesn't have the plus on the evade. Woodwood Spirit, this character may jog over wood patches. Friendly Treefolk within 12 ignore wood patches, and other friendly Treefolk are determined cover when using arcane abilities. So that's pretty cool. It's a 12-inch ignore wood patch. So if you're behind it, you get to ignore it. Versus behind it, you normally get cover. So it kind of gives you the ability to do things without being rebutted into. As far as cover and stuff like that. We are root. Each time this character would be slain, if instead, it may instead drop any moonstones as if it were slain and restore any moonstones as if it were slain and restore half its health, rounded up, if it can be placed within the wooded patch created earlier the game within 12 inches. Placed within a wood patch created earlier within 12 inches, then remove the wood patch. So basically, as long as you got a wood moonstone on this one, you can find a wood patch within 12 that was created, and it kind of comes back. So it just basically gets to come back, which is actually really cool because it's a reanimation piece. You're dropping the moonstone, but as long as you can have a moonstone on this one, it's always coming back. So you're not necessarily losing a model, which is really, really cool. New growth. When a character uses an arcane ability, it may suffer 3 wounds instead of paying the energy cost. If this reduces it to 0 wounds, the arcane ability is canceled. So you wouldn't necessarily use new growth to be able to get it off because you're going to not be able to take and do the arcane ability. So you don't want to kill yourself that way, but you can bring yourself down from a standpoint of knowing if you got a moonstone on you, you're going to be able to come back. So which is really cool there. And then the arcane ability, Verdant Growth. This is the normal one that you see. It costs 2. Place a 50mm diameter wood patch within 3 times in line of sight, no on open ground. It remains in place till the end of the game. Maximum of 3 wood patches may be placed by this troop. If 4th is placed, you must choose to remove the wood patch you created earlier this game. Otherwise, it starts 2. He does have 7 wounds, because I'm realizing how to read these now so I can read them faster. 7 wounds with 3 energy. I do want to check something. We are root. Each time this character would be slain, it may instead drop any moonstones as if it were slain and restore half its health rounded up if it can be placed within a wood patch created earlier. Making sure it didn't say by this model, because there is, you got wood patches that can be created by other models. And so there's other Leshavolts that can do that. I think Reagan can and a few other ones. So if you brought this in a conjunction with that, had a bunch of wood patches, you would be able to take and use those as well. Based on the way I'm reading it, it may get changed, or if I'm wrong, somebody can tell me. Then we have our Rising Attack. It's the signature move. Encroaching Roots is the Rising Attack. Impact or Piercing. Basically, it does damage as it would. In step, if the enemy suffered 1 or more wounds during this round of melee, then it cannot take a jog action until the end of turn. That's pretty cool because Encroaching Roots can't take a jog action, just slows them down. I mean, that didn't even slow them, stops them in the tracks unless they like to burn the energy to move. So that's actually pretty cool. We'll flip that back over so you can kind of see that there. And we'll grab that model here. Flip it over a little bit. See, running around, and then all the different arms to be able to take and go on it. Well, that one's actually really cool. And then the last one from this box. So again, you've got the 2 boxes that are coming out. You've got Gump in one, and then you've got the Wyrdwood three pack on the models, and then Dranyer, which I think is really cool because I've seen this picture before, which I think is really cool as well. It is the Leshvault. She is a spirit only, so we've got 3 Treefolk, and all 3 are spirits, and then she is just a spirit. Her melee is 3. She's got a range of 1. Her arcane is 4, and she has evade -1. She has a trickster, which I play a lot of fairies, so I like the trickster. When this model successfully bluffs, after resolving the effect, you may reveal the bluff and gain +3 energy once per turn, which is pretty cool. Shifter, this character may jog over water, features, and wooded patches. So it's really cool because if you're playing with the Treefolk and you've got these wooded patches, she's not slowed down by them. She's able to move from them as normal. And then Mimic costs 0 once per turn. For a green number, you can choose another model within 8 inches. This model gains 1 of its keywords until the end of turn. So really gives her the viability. 2 things can happen because there's some things that can go on. But 2 things that can happen is, 1, she could choose a keyword of a person that she is in a group with. The army troop choices that the squad you have brought, she could choose that, or she could choose an enemy one. The other one is for a pink X, this character or model within 4 inches that shares this character or a model within 4 inches of which share the same keyword as this character, so gain 1 energy. Catastrophe, of course, is 2 wounds to be suffered. What's really cool is you could give is a way to give energy to other spirits if you have other spirits. So you could give spirits to the trees. You could give spirits to, there's a lot of different spirits. I'm looking at the 3 witches. You've got the Reverent. You've got Wendingo. So different ones where you could actually give the energy. And so we're going to mess around with some of those pieces to be able to take and figure that out. And then Cunning, which costs 3. She does have the 3 energy. It's 8 inches. Target restores X plus wounds. Then it is the target. Then if the target shares a keyword with this character, move it X -1. So you can actually move this model around. So if you have, say you've brought Eric, because I know David, who likes bringing Eric, he could get the keyword to match Eric, and then he can move Eric and heal Eric. So you can heal no matter what. So she is a healer, which is really cool. It is 3 to heal, but she can heal. But then if she shares the keyword, she can move them. So great repositioning tool when you play in the game, being able to use the positioning that you need. That's really cool there. Now on the flip side, with a pink X, target suffers X magical damage. Then if the target shares the same keyword, this character, move it X. So another movement tool if you share the keyword. Again, this is where the enemy, and you go, hey, I'm going to use my Mimic ability. I found a green. I am now going to take the keyword that you have. It is 8 inches there, which means your Cunning would always be within 8 as well. And then I'm going to do X magical damage to you and then move you. So you can move them back, move them into the fray. There's a lot of different things you can do with that. So really, really cool character. I really like some of the abilities. Low guard is the signature. We do have 8 wounds. We start with 3 energy. The cool thing is the 3 energy are actually below the 8. I didn't actually talk about that earlier on the other ones. Gump is pretty low. You're always going to get your energy. Snag, 1 of the energy is within the first 2 damage, and Root is within the first damage. So kind of hurts there, but she's always going to be able to have her energy unless she's really taking some damage because it is lower. We'll flip that over. For her low guard is Duplicity. Basically, she's going to deal no damage. If there's a model within 4 inches that did not participate in this round, the melee, and shares a keyword with this character, reduce the damage suffered to 0. So that's really, really cool because she basically just goes, no guard, no damage. In-step effect, though. Swap positions with a model within 4 inches that did not participate in this round of melee that shares a keyword with this character. So she's got a lot of movement shenanigans to be able to get out of places. She's got a lot of movement shenanigans to move her own people or enemy folks. So that she's going to be really cool in a lot of lists. So I actually think that's really neat. And then we'll take and do the model right quick. Again, there's the model right there. set up. Oop, I did that wrong. We'll fix that right quick. There you go. So there is the model on that one. So like I said, that's the models. That is your boxes. Unboxing of these, like I said, I hadn't even cracked them open yet. I really like the foam that comes in them. I like the bases. I'm pretty excited. It's way too close, so we're going to take and fix that there. So unboxing of your 2 new boxes that are going to be coming out. The pre-release date is the 29th. I think they go live on September the 11th. So that may change, but based on the numbers I've got. If you like, reach out to go ahead and get your pre-orders into the Goblin King Games on their website, so you can get them. Like I said, it is Leshavault. One of them is a shade. So if you have your Leshavault and you go on that, I personally thinking Witches, Reverend, we're going to mess with, maybe Wendigo. So I've got those. We'll have them all up. Look for the next day or two battle reports coming out using the new models. Thank you for watching. If you haven't, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button. Leave a comment below if you're going to take and order them. Let me know. Hey, I'm going to order them from the Goblin King Games, because definitely lets me get feedback if people are watching and willing to take and do it, because I greatly have appreciated working with the Goblin King Games, getting things set up. So with that, everyone have a great and wonderful day.